So, the first game in the final of the Chess World Cup between Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa and Magnus Carlsen has ended in a draw. Yes, breaking news, folks. The first game of the final between Praggnanandhaa and Carlsen has ended in a draw. Arguably the shortest game that both Praggnanandhaa and Carlsen have played in this Chess World Cup so far. After 3 hours of battle, both agreed for a draw, and that means your World Cup winner could either be decided on Wednesday or it could happen on Thursday. So that is the current situation that we had. It was a game where both players played very cautiously, to just to state the obvious, because Carlsen was not at his aggressive best, while Praggnanandhaa was better prepared for all the openings and for all the middle games in which Carlsen would normally dominate. So after about 35 to 40 moves, both players had a quick exchange of queens, and when there was the rook exchange on offer, at that time they decided that okay, let us hold out for a draw, and that's exactly what has happened. If you looked at it towards the fag end of this match, Carlsen was actually better on time. Praggnanandhaa, as it has been the case, he was actually struggling a bit for time. But because his position was so good and strong, it was felt that okay, maybe it is better to hold out for a draw. Remember, today Praggnanandhaa played with white and Carlsen had black pieces. Tomorrow it will flip over with Carlsen playing white, and you are going to see Praggnanandhaa play with black. So this is how the first game has happened. There was time trouble for Praggnanandhaa slightly, and even Carlsen took about 18 to 20 minutes to figure out move number 13. In the end, he realized that it was going to be a stalemate position, and that is why Magnus Carlsen versus Ramesh Babu Praggnanandhaa, the first game of the Chess World Cup final, has ended in a draw. Tomorrow is the second and final classical game. If Praggnanandhaa or Carlsen win that, they will be crowned the new Chess World Cup winners. So it is going to be a very important game tomorrow, because the classical games, you've seen Carlsen kind of take his own time. I mean, in the first game, he had beaten Nijat Abbasov in the semi-final, but then he blundered from a winning position and held out for a draw in the second game. Traditionally, if you have to look at it, classical chess has been a kind of Achilles heel when it comes to Magnus Carlsen in this World Cup. Because remember, against 17-year-old Vincent Keimer of Germany, he actually lost in his first game, and he had to bounce back and win the second in classical in order to take it to the tie breaks. So this is the current situation. Praggnanandhaa has held out for a draw, but he was struggling a bit. He was having a bit of time trouble. 9 minutes at the end of the match, after 34 minutes that Magnus Carlsen had. So in a way, nobody has gained that much, nobody has lost in a way. It was a typical draw that you would associate. Tomorrow you're going to see the second classical game, and then if either of Carlsen or Praggnanandhaa win, then they will be crowned the Chess World Cup winners. Now, for people who are still confused as to what will happen, was this the decider? No. Tomorrow, will it be decided? Mostly 50% yes, but remember, if the match ends in a draw even tomorrow, then your World Cup winner will be decided only on Thursday, because on Thursday you are going to have the rapid tiebreakers and the blitz tiebreakers also. So basic format is tomorrow classical game, the last of this Chess World Cup. If you do not win that, then you go on Thursday and then you play the rapid tiebreakers. Two 25-minute rapid tiebreakers with 10 seconds increment. If the two matches are drawn, you play the 10-minute tiebreakers after that. Both are rapid format, by the way. Even after that, if you have a draw, you will then go into the 5+3 blitz tiebreakers, which means each opponent has 5 minutes on the clock, 3 seconds of added incremented time. However, even after the 5+3, if it is drawn, you then go into the 3+2 sudden death blitz, if that's the case. 3 minutes on the clock, 2 seconds of incremented time. Now remember, Magnus Carlsen has not gone to that extent, but Praggnanandhaa has. He's got the experience because he was pushed to the limit against Arjun Erigaisi in the quarterfinal. Then even in the semi-final, he did manage to get through to the rapid tiebreakers where he defeated Fabiano Caruana. So if you have to look at how the game started today in the Chess World Cup, it is a good start for Praggnanandhaa because he managed to hold Carlsen for a draw. And remember, in the previous classical game that they played about several years ago, at that time also, Praggnanandhaa and Carlsen played out a draw. So, a drawn first game in the final. Tomorrow we are going to see Carlsen and Praggnanandhaa resume their battle at 4:30 p.m. IST. We may come to know tomorrow whether there is a new World Cup winner. If that game ends in a draw, you are going to play on Thursday as well, where the rapid and blitz tiebreakers will happen. So good start from Praggnanandhaa, a solid display from him, and Carlsen, as always, a superb show. But tomorrow is the day for Praggnanandhaa and Carlsen. We may come to know tomorrow whether they are the World Cup winners or it will go to one more day. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live, and don't forget we're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And don't forget to download the Sports Talk mobile app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. Bye bye.